Well, hello there. We have such a wonderfully stupid story for today. We covered Ethan and the CPS story very recently, and it seems like we have to re-dip our toes into that controversy already, as a 157,000 sub YouTuber by the name of Jimmy Robbins came out with a video trying to bash Ethan Klein, and it has to be one of the worst videos I've ever seen. It's so bad, actually, that it existed for a single day on his channel. Now, the video is 45 minutes long, so settle in because we've got a lot to cover. Obviously, I can't do every point, but we'll go over the funniest ones. So to start the video off, he talks about how Ethan used to be a commentary channel, but he switched to lazier content, aka the H3 podcast.
Known best for tightly edited commentary videos that would take aim at some of the bad actors on the internet. But over the past year, they've started to invoke a very uncomfortable grimace towards their live podcast that easily clears dozens of hours in runtime each month. Now, on some level, this shift to a lazier format, or at the very least one that is way easier to mass produce, makes a lot of sense. Once you've made your name and fortune, why would you possibly keep going with the all-nighters, caffeine addiction, and social isolation when you could just chill?
This is important to note because he's going to bring this up constantly throughout the video, and real quick, no, I don't think live streaming is easier content. I don't think the quality of it matters if it's enjoyed by most of the people who watch it. Besides, he doesn't just turn on a camera and stream for hours, it's a set with high production value. I mean, who are you kidding? Another thing this creator does is claim Ethan was threatening to dox people on Reddit.
Threatening to dox and sue critics on Reddit while they unironically engage in months-long takedown campaigns against others.
If you know anything about that situation, no. Ethan was not threatening to dox people. Ethan was threatening to sue people.
There's a subpoena that's going to come. You can't erase your data. Even if you didn't log in, we're going to get your IP address. We're going to find out your information. We have forensic, digital, investigators. It's all part of a lawsuit that's going to drop in about 3 weeks that you guys are going to fucking love. I cannot wait. So you should be scared if you are one of the people that participate in this, because I will be pursuing civil damages and criminal damages anytime applicable. I will spend and go to any limit to legally and within the scope of the law is allowed, annihilate you for any cost, because you people are evil. You people are disgusting fucking human beings. You thought you could harass. You thought you could.
You literally just could have watched something else, man.
You could have just changed the channel.
The people on the H3 Snark subreddit who are spreading lies about him and his family. Hell, today they tried to say he's molesting his kids. Fuck those guys. Now we're going to jump ahead to him bringing up Markiplier, and this guy is actually retarded enough to try and make the Markiplier thing out like it's serious.
Out of nowhere, Ethan and Gila came out with this.
And by the way, I'm going to go on record right now, and I'm going to say the same fucking thing about Markiplier. He fakes his voice from the beginning. That is not what he sounds like.
The whole Markiplier thing is a bit. It always was.
To be clear, I don't particularly care about the take itself, but in any context, I feel like it's just weird to publicly express your dislike for someone if said dislike doesn't stem from anything tangible.
Yeah, that's the fucking point. It's a joke. It's a whole bit. Then he runs the gauntlet and plays a compilation of everyone Ethan has ever been mean to. Who really fucking cares? Especially the QT Cinderella one. Why the fuck do I care if he's laughing at her crying when QT's boyfriend is already back to streaming with H3H3? Let's jump into the content nuke segment, and to be clear here, this guy basically defends Hassan and tries to make this whole drama a one-sided thing,
which culminated in Ethan posting a 2-hour takedown of Hassan to the H3H3 Productions channel. And since Ethan has made many follow-up streams about Hassan, despite the latter barely replying to his video.
Now we get to the part that truly made me realize this guy is completely fucking retarded. He watches this clip of Ethan getting up to the camera and saying communism is the biggest threat to America, and plays this like a real thing.
Like with Ethan's takedown of Hassan, he presents communism as the greatest threat facing America.
The thing is, there's something kind of scary brewing in America. Communism.
Which is a pretty large disconnect from his usually left-wing audience, who would likely be more concerned about the current administration.
Jimmy also tries to make it out like Ethan being excited to sue the H3 Snark subreddit is a bad thing. No, those guys are going after Ethan and his family. He could have a glint in his eye and a spring in his step after saying he was going to sue those guys, and I could not give a fuck less. They absolutely deserve to be sued for everything they're doing. He also tries to imply that this is just a SLAPP suit, and Ethan shouldn't be doing this because...
And don't get me wrong, I don't like snark subreddits, which are entire forums dedicated to criticizing certain people. But that doesn't mean you should be using SLAPP suits to silence them, especially when you're the free speech guy.
Sorry, asshole, there's a big difference between criticism and making fraudulent CPS calls on Ethan in an attempt to take his kids. And if you can't see that, then we got way bigger issues to worry about. Another absolutely wild claim made by Jimmy is that Ethan is a doxer. Well, what's the proof? Well, someone commented, "Enjoy hell," on a post about Gila getting a Star of David tattoo. So in response, Ethan clicked on the account, and it was that guy's personal account. You know, I think it goes without saying, but that's not what doxing is. This guy left a public comment on a public post on Instagram to someone with thousands of followers. You can say it's a little unhinged to do so, but no, it's not doxing. Instead, Jimmy actually tries to justify the comment by saying,
And Ethan has since doubled down, saying that the person deserves this because their comment was anti-Semitic. But the comment itself could have easily been referring to Ethan and Gila's behavior overall.
He then plays a compilation of creators saying they don't like Ethan because he's anti-Palestine, even though Ethan supports Palestine, so fuck everything these guys are saying.
As I said in the content nuke, we must always keep the plight of the Palestinians at the front of our mind. The point that I've made that is consistently lost on Hassan is that we have to care about everyone.
He even sources items in Anissa even though their own fans don't like their stance. So why the fuck would we? We get to absolutely the most insane part of this whole story. This guy brings up the false CPS call made against Ethan and tries to say that
that's crazy.
2 hours, no moderation, and it has 200 points. Guys, please mass report this. This is just such a fucking disgusting, blatant violation. No. This is a serious fucking issue. Like this is not. This has to be dealt with. This is not normal.
When there is nothing in the post that remotely suggests that someone should do this.
When I think anyone with a fucking brain can obviously see that it is. But oh, dear viewer, it gets worse. Because Jimmy says,
the agent himself had expressed that the report was most likely filed by someone that knew them personally, though Ethan doesn't even consider the possibility.
Keep in mind, the very next day after this video came out, Ethan proved it was the subreddits and chats of people like Denims. They can't see the shades of gray. You're a fucking unhinged freak. They called CPS on his fucking kids in hopes they get taken away.
Your fucking kids. Why don't you tell your wife, too? She should be taking care of your kids, too. Both of y'all. Instead, you're posted up complaining about how you got CPS called and they're investigating you, homie. And you're posting on Instagram? Ah. Oh, I hope his kids get taken away from him. Oh, I hope so. They would be so much better off.
He just yaps for a bit more, and then the video ends. So that was completely awful. I mean, how the fuck do you justify fake CPS calls? Now, like I said, this video only existed for a day before he took it down, which honestly was the thing that pushed me to make this video even more. He hasn't said anything on YouTube or Twitter in regards to this video, so I'm just going to assume he's bowing his head in complete shame. As he should, this video sucked. With that, though, I think we can end the video off. Let's pray to God no other fucking terrible videos come out lying about Ethan or any other creator. Fuck me. I don't know. That's about it. Join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and sub to the YouTube. I guess it'd be pretty cool. Anyway, I don't know. Later.